Yeah.
All right, free agents. I don't even think I'm going to bother looking at catchers. We're set at
Yeah.
catcher. We
Yeah, we're
got
stacked on
And I don't think we
Williams.
trade Smith for.
No,
I just don't
that's
see it. Doesn't
yeah.
make sense.
Yeah, we got Will, and none of these guys are really. I don't. To
They're
me,
not
in my
better.
opinion, I wouldn't touch them. In
Yeah.
and then we got Austin, the great Austin Barnes, in my opinion, future manager of the Dodgers, not
Yeah.
Justin Turner. And then we have that guy. What's his name?
Cartaya.
Oh yeah, Diego Cartaya.
Oh yeah. Number 8 prospect in the minors.
And then we got
Yeah,
Dalton Rush
we're
too.
set.
So
we're
And
loaded at
Russian
catcher.
is that's
Oh man,
it's a bad man there.
yeah.
That's a
First
bad man.
baseman, I think we're set there. We got Freddie Freeman.
Yeah.
I
don't.
Yeah.
Max
Okay,
Muncy.
Max
I think we're-
Muncy.
So let's take a second and look at second base, just in case they decide to do something with Lux, whether it's move him to shortstop or trade high. And we also have Michael Bush. But
Right.
I mean, I see guys here. Gene Segura is interesting to me. I've always liked that guy.
Mhm.
I like Josh Harrison. But again, these guys are getting old. It's a 1-year type thing.
Right.
I don't know.
one on there is Jose
Rest
Peraza.
Oh, former Dodger great.
Right.
And of course, Hanser. But Chris Owen. These probably nothing. Okay, shortstops. Here we go. So we know Correa is going to opt out. I believe Bogarts opts out. Remember, his agent is Scott.
That's my sleeper. That's kind of my. I would like Bogarts, but that's my personal.
Yep. And then we have Dansby. I call him Dansby Samsonite because if you watch Dumb and Dumber, you should know.
Yeah.
Tim Anderson club option. There's no way that team's going to not take his option. That'd be stupid. And the rest of them, no.
Elvis Andrus is only 34. I feel like he's been in the league since like 1990.
I thought he's my age.
Yeah.
So one of the guys, just because of his defense, I am a huge Swanson fan. And we saw it with Turner. His defense during the playoffs, it hurt the team. All of a sudden it's like, wait a minute. We can't count on our shortstop. Shortstop's supposed to be your best defender in general.
Right. He got exposed. This postseason for sure.
He did. And so that's kind of why I would. We all know the whole Correa thing.
Yes.
He's a great player. And I kind of like, well, if the Dodgers really want to do it, okay, I'll hold my nose and I won't boo them. I don't boo my.
As a baseball move, I mean, it's not bad, but I think you might lose some fan base on it. I don't know.
Yeah.
See, the thing with me
too soon. It's too soon.
Who you got, Trinidad?
I think with Carlos Correa, I think if I heard correctly from Freeman, or not Freeman, but I think in my opinion, they're gonna try to go do what they try to do with Bryce Harper, sign him on the big AAV on short-term deals.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason why, because he's 28 right now. I mean, that's
he's young.
fine. Yeah. So I mean, but 10 years, I don't see it happening as far as that situation.
Yeah, when you're given a 10-year contract to a player, especially a shortstop, he's not going to be a shortstop more than 5 years, probably.
You have to think about it too, as well. Too, he's like 6'4". He's gonna have to move over to third base.
He breaks a lot too. He does break a lot. I mean, he seems to have been better, but even this last year, he served some time on the list.
Right.
Bogarts. So Bogarts.
That's my sleep. That's my kind of.
He had a weird year for him. His power went down, but his defense was actually good.
Right. It's kind of similar to what happened to what Trey Turner. They kind of shifted him a little closer, and his defensive numbers just kind of improved a little bit.
Yeah.
But he's kind of that play discipline guy that I think we kind of miss on the Dodgers. I think he's more even kill. His bat profile ages well moving forward. I like him.
Yeah,
I like him.
His bat is really, really good. He's averaging like 25 plus or 30 plus home runs.
Right.
Yeah.
His on base is like 360 to 375 consistently. That's my only issue with Swanson is his defense is phenomenal, but I mean his bat's a bit hit and miss. I mean in the postseason he was he OPS 364 this past postseason. The year before.
Oh, he'd fit right in on the
better.
Dodgers.
2021 was pretty rough. So
he fits right in on the Dodgers if his postseason was that bad.
Trying to change the dynamics, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So I
kind of a
mean,
low on base guy too. So
I think for me, I look at Bogarts because he is 30.
Mhm.
I kind of also like the idea of the short amount of years, high
right. Oh, for sure.
AAV, not as high as Correa.
Four
I mean,
years, five
Correa,
years, maybe.
yeah. And Swanson, he's going to be cheaper.
Yeah.
But again, I don't want to lock into that guy for 7, 8 years or anybody.
Right.
Um,
The only issue is we don't really have any internal options. I think the only one is what Jacob Amaya, but I think he's still kind of a ways.
yeah,
Yeah,
the hit's got to come around.
that's the thing though with too because
The defense is
Luck
there.
strips over.
Yeah.
I don't know if his arm. I mean, if his arm is I think that was the whole reason he was in second base to begin with. But has he kind of ironed out his throwing issues? I mean, I think that's kind of the reason he's not at
Yeah.
shortstop, right? He's not in the discussion.
I like Lux at second.
Yeah, I
I
think that's his best position at this point. His
Yeah.
in his batting profile kind of plays up there as well. I mean, he's good for a second baseman.
I
Yeah.
think he might be trade bait.
That's what I was
Yeah.
kind of. It
Yeah,
depends.
I
It
have
depends.
that too.
And
Yeah,
the
one
reason
of
why I
my
say that because his career got he reemerged his career this season after having
Right.
3 years coming up and he was hitting under what 200.
Yeah. Still very young. I mean, he's still only 24. I mean, that's what
yeah.
3 years removed out of college, but
Yeah, I was just on Lux, I was texting with a friend of mine who's also does this type of stuff, and he brought up, Lux is a pot. Maybe he goes to Milwaukee in a trade for Adames
Thomas.
and Burns, and it's like, oh, okay, I mean, it's a step down at shortstop with Adames, but he's a really, really good fielder. All right, let's go to third base. I mean, I look at these guys, I'm going, maybe
Yeah.
Brendan Drury, but that's a 1-year wonder.
Yeah, I mean,
He didn't do so well anyways with the Padres, so
No, you're right.
he'd block Vargas if just depends on what they feel long term would be for him.
Yeah, and well, and we'll talk about Vargas specifically, his position. I think we really need to talk about that because that's an important thing. Joey Gallo with the 4.8 WAR. Are you kidding me?
I don't think these are accurate because
they can't. It's a flawed stat. It must be over like the last 2 years.
Must be collectively.
Gotta be. I mean, to be honest, so there's some good players here, right? Benintendi's pretty good. Not a lot of power.
Not a power
guy. He's okay. He's not a bad. He's actually a decent outfielder.
Bring back Pollock.
Pollo. It's a bench, maybe. The guy that I want,
Jock.
right there, Jock Peterson, and not because he's great, but because the guy's clutch.
Clutch.
He brings some attitude.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. He plays up.
You need that in a dugout.
Yeah. Or if they want to get really stabby.
Oh, literally. All pun intended.
Now, I think this guy right here, Jurickson Profar, is he's a good ball player. I can't stand him.
I feel we have that kind of player in Chris Taylor, right?
Well, but he's a
little less power.
Taylor.
Yeah, he's not.
Well,
he's not.
He can't play any position other than left field. He couldn't play. He turned out he can't play any of those infield positions.
I don't think that's kind of. I don't know if that's Friedman's kind of MO.
Yeah, I don't think that's it.
No,
Center fielders. So
this is kind of the bigger discussion. That's kind of next.
Yeah, this is gonna be the big one of the night right here because I know Bellinger. Whether we keep him or not, I know the ladies won't like it, but
well, let's bring Bellinger.
Ladies have Gallo, so
let's bring this in. Yeah, well, if he's gone, so really the only center fielder on here that's worth even talking about, in my opinion, is Odubel Herrera. No, just kidding. Brandon Nimmo. That's a good one. That's a good ball player. We have Cody Bellinger. We won't talk about the prospects yet because I think with Cody, for me it's similar to how I feel about JT. I'd like him back. However, I do not want him to be guaranteed any playing time. He's got to earn it. And if he doesn't,
I think if we bring him back, we have to bring him back at 18 million, right?
No,
Yes.
so
No.
It's
you
he's
can,
already.
you can negotiate.
Can you go down on arbitration the next year? Or I thought it was like
You can go down 20%, but you can negotiate beforehand and say, hey, this is the contract. I don't think he's going to do that because who's his agent?
Oh yeah, Scott
Scott Boras, yes.
Boris hasn't
Yeah.
bailed yet. Jesus.
No, I know. Abandoned ship.
Surprised. Yeah.
Oh, he thought he was getting a $400 million contract out of that guy.
Didn't he get one with Lindor? I mean, he's got plenty.
He wasn't Lindor. No, he made his
He's
killing.
got plenty. I mean,
He made his killing in 2019. All right, so we had a quick little interruption. Edit this out, Tim, fix that up. Okay. Center fielders. So we were talking about Cody Bellinger, talking about Brandon Nimmo,
right.
and talking about, Scott Boras is Cody's agent, which always makes things. So we were the topic was he has to be offered a certain contract in order to meet the the requirements that are in the contract,
Right.
in the contract that makes it official. However, they can negotiate beforehand with something else. Would Boras do that? I doubt it, but unless Cody really wants,
I think
to
it's
do that,
realistic as well. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially when knowing Boras, he'll get you what you're kind of looking for too.
yeah. And
Maybe
to
from
be
somebody.
to be
Yeah.
honest, I think if I were Cody, I would move on because I think he needs to hear different voices. It's not a knock on the Dodger staff, but you guys have played. Sometimes you just don't hear certain people, or you've worked for certain people, or they work for you. It just doesn't happen, and I think that might be the case here.
Right.
I don't know. It seems.
I mean, we've been waiting already for 3 years after his MVP.
Right, I was gonna say that too.
And the thing is too, he switched up that batting stance. He's gone from what he used even last year in the postseason with the Giants series, and then he went back to his old MVP stance, and it just wasn't working for him. He just looks like he's lost, like he's guessing what's coming at him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you mentioned, it's not from a lack of. It's been 3 years from his MVP season. 2020 was a down year. Last year was an even down year. Today, I think this year was a disappointment. Just net, even with that amazing defense, he's at a 1.2 WAR for 18 million. And I don't think it's trending in the right direction. Or I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I think we have what Trace Thompson.
Yeah, we have.
From that list, I didn't know that Kiermaier was available. I mean, he may be a guy that I don't know if he was injured, but
he could at least
he brings top defense. I'm sure his bat pro was not amazing, but he could probably play. He could be a defensive replacement for all three positions. We also have Trace Thompson. We have guys in the minors. So I don't know. I don't know if Belly moving forward is going to be the answer for the Dodgers. To be honest.
Honestly, I could see Chris Taylor going back to center field, maybe.
Right, we have Chris Taylor as well. Yeah,
I was just about to say that. Yeah, and we got 3 more years of him.
And he plays a good center field. Trace Thompson plays a good center field. If we have Pages as well and Miguel Vargas plays left field. I know it's not center, but
James Outman.
That's my
That's
man.
gonna be the replacement.
He plays a plus all positions. So I mean,
and if I look at, so when I first wrote about, I did just some tweets about that. Did some internal talking with some people at Dodgers Nation, especially Doug McCain, and
Legend.
And I talked about him. Yeah. And I talked about, hey, Outman's going to be $700,000 a year.
Exactly.
To do at least as much, probably more.
Can he do 1.2 WAR over a full season? I think he probably can, right? I mean,
and if he does less, at least they can allocate that money.
Right. That's the other thing. 18 million can get you. I mean, that's most of a shortstop contract. Might be half of our right field contract coming up.
Pretty decent bullpen.
Yeah, I mean, 18 million can do you a lot.
And so center field is definitely something, and we're going to even talk more about positions.
That's a big question. Yeah. This is.
Oh yeah, there's another center field option.
Right.
Played a lot of center field this year. He had a pretty decent year. Aaron Judge.
Not bad. Not bad.
Not bad. The
I
rest
like
of these
him.
guys, you know, I look at Haniger. I've always liked.
Yeah.
Always injured. Maybe as a left fielder, I wouldn't touch him in right because we have that Betts guy.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, Will Myers. No, I don't. I mean, I don't actually kind of don't mind him, but Conforto, whatever, Conforto. I see him. He could play center.
Yeah, he's not injured though, isn't he? Kind of.
Yeah,
missed
he's
a few
recovering.
games.
Yeah, he's recovering from an injury, and then he can also play left. Dexter Fowler's toast. Biscotti never was. Cole Calhoun can't stand it.
I think the only option really is what, Judge, right?
Yeah, Judge and maybe these other, Haniger or Conforto for left.
I wouldn't say Tyler
again,
Naquin. Tyler Naquin seems like a decent option. He had a good year this year.
He did. Can he play center? Do you know?
I believe he can. I think he plays all three positions.
So you bring in a guy like that, you know, a good low cost alternative. I can't see him getting 16, 18,000, more like, or 18 million, 18,000. Geez, 18 million. But you know,
it's real $5 million. Yeah.
Is he a $5 million player? You know,
would you want to get someone like him, or give maybe Martin in AAA a shot instead? I mean,
oh yeah, that's right.
Jason
We have
Martin. Yeah.
I mean, that's another.
Jason Martin though will be a minor league free agent. I'm pretty sure.
Right.
They'll have to make him some promises. I thought that guy should have at least gotten one call up.
A cup of tea. Yeah.
Jeez. Sometimes, man, it just seems like the humanity's lost in a little bit of it. Dude was good all year. Designated hitters. If Charlie Blackmon becomes a Dodger, I'd be more mad at that than Carlos Correa. Can't stand it. And it's not like he's a bad.
You dislike Blackmon more than Correa?
Man, I just think he looks
the beard?
He looks silly out there. He's like, I'm not a bad looking guy, but I'm gonna do a beard so I can look like I'm edgy and cool. It's phony.
Edgy.
It's kind of like, you know, those 20-year-olds that wear a Black Flag t-shirt and they've never heard of one of their songs. You know, it's one of those. Hey, look at it, Jake Lamb. Ooh, there you go.
He was reemerging his career there too.
Yeah, you know, some other guys. So there's a lot of good players out there.
And we haven't got to the pitchers.
I know. Here we go.
We already got one knocked out. This is the guy on the top of the list.
Yeah, so Rodon did opt out of his contract, so he is available. He's had 2 strong years in a row.
Aaron Nola pitched pretty well, yeah.
Yeah, Aaron Nola, he's the club option.
I don't see them letting them go. Yeah.
No way. If they do, great. But no. Clayton Kershaw, we already want him back. Jacob deGrom.
That's I mean,
don't see it.
Is it a team opt out or is it
it's a him opt out. He can opt out.
Can he opt? Has he had some disagreements with the front office as of late, or
I think he just might want something different. I don't know.
I wouldn't mind, 2-year, 3-year deal on him. I mean, I just think the upside is. I mean, you're not going to get that upside anywhere else. It's his his stuff isn't going down. I mean, he does have some injury issues, which maybe can lower the annual average. But
he would be opting out at like almost 33 million, or it's like 32.5 or something like that. I mean, I look at him this way.
It's like a Scherzer deal.
Yeah. Oh, I look at it. I just want him in September and October and November.
Yeah, right.
I don't care about the rest.
Have a contract. Just come during September and October. We need you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he can get away with maybe a load management on the Dodgers. You just got to see his medical and see how bad, or if it's long term, short term. You just got to see. Lord. But I could see that being maybe a splash. I mean, think of the Dodgers headed by what? deGrom, Urias is still there.
Yep.
Gosling, May. I mean, you got Clayton Kershaw. I mean, it's pretty.
I don't know.
And then Buehler comes back this year. That's not bad.
No, we don't get Buehler back.
It was it
That's
towards the
the-
end of the yeah.
Tommy John, he's done. Yeah. Well, so deGrom
A lot
obviously
of options. A lot
he's
of options.
amazing. He's amazing when he's
Yeah.
healthy. Let's talk about Nathan Eovaldi. He's a tough
Former
one to
Dodger.
say. Former Dodger, yeah, in the Hanley Ramirez trade.
Yep.
I think he's interesting, but he's another
Yeah.
guy that's hurt a lot, and
Yeah.
he's had 2 Tommy Johns.
I think
Has
you're
he
right.
had
Yeah.
2, John?
I think he had second Tommy
has.
John with the Dodgers, right? Or right before he
First
traded
one
him?
with the Dodgers, second one with
Red Sox.
Florida or the Yankees, one of the two.
Oh, that's right.
It
Yeah.
was in Florida, actually. You're right.
Yeah. So I think he's interesting. I kind of like him. To be honest, if I had to use him, I'd see, hey, you want to pitch in relief and come in and throw 99 to 120 102 miles an hour
Yeah.
for an inning?
You gonna sign him as a relief pitcher?
I would, but I don't
would
know
take
what
him
the
as a reliever.
contract
I don't know.
would be.
Is he willing to?
Yeah, I don't know if he's at that stage yet. But
Still
I think
33. Yeah.
I think he'd be really interesting as a reliever.
Right.
As a starter, I think he's worth a shot. I just, I wouldn't do more than $8 million. Give him the standard Tyler Anderson, Andrew Heaney contract.
I'll give him a few starts and then see if he can stay in the starting rotation or not move to the bullpen.
Yeah. See, I like that flexibility. I kind of it's that whole, well, he's a veteran. He's this. It's like, we trade for Kimbrel and he's automatically the closer. Like, just because
That was
of
the
his
hope,
past.
at least.
Yeah, and I wish it would have worked out, but it didn't. Chris Bassett, I'm not the biggest fan.
I think Anderson's a better option.
Oh yeah, I do too.
He's a lefty as well, so I mean,
yeah. Justin Verlander does have a player option.
I heard he might actually leave.
Does Kate Upton want to play in Los Angeles?
Probably.
Me.
Maybe. I would rather go after deGrom if you talk about Verlander on the short term.
5
I mean,
years younger.
he's gonna be what, like a 1 year, 2 year, what, 37, 38 million. I mean, he's not. I don't see him taking.
Yeah.
He was a Cy Young candidate this year. If not gonna win the Cy Young,
he's gonna win it. Yeah.
He's similar to Scherzer. I would, kind of like at 38, 39, still playing well, but it's a risk.
Yep.
That is true. And then he just came off Tommy John too, so that's gonna be a big factor.
Well, he sure came off strong though. That's way better than like Dustin May did. Or what's that guy, Clevenger, that clown,
Mike Clevenger.
Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray. I
would take him.
I've always liked him.
I think if the Dodgers do sign a starting pitcher, it'd have to be an impact because I don't think we have enough space. Like I'm saying, there's just with Kershaw, I think comes back. We have one Kershaw, Udias, hopefully Anderson, May, Gosselin. That's already 5. We're not counting. If Pepio gets another, if they hit that 6.
Yep.
Heaney 7. And then there's also if you want to give Bobby Miller some starts, you want to give
you got Andre
Stone as well. At some point, I think they,
Yeah, and Michael Grove. Michael Grove had a nice
that's already
run.
9. That's already 9 there.
Yeah.
That's so I think if they do add a starting pitcher, it's gonna have to be a high end because if not, we have guys that are making 700,000 that can possibly do equivalent, if not better.
Yeah. Let's see, but these other guys, Kyle Gibson, whatever, Corey Kluber, he'll break.
Corey Kluber's still pitching. That's amazing.
I know. Martin Perez.
That
dude, I think he's going back to Texas. He really likes it there.
The Rangers.
I can see, yeah. They're probably going to give him a low qualifying offer.
They are. They're going to give him a QO.
He should. He pitched pretty well. And there's your sleeper.
So here's my sleeper right here. Yep. I think Sean Manaea getting inside of the Mark Pryor lab becomes a really good pitcher. Even that Jose Quintana, that dude had a great year.
As soon as he got traded over to the Cardinals, that's when his career started going up.
Even with Pittsburgh, he was good. He had a really good year. Yeah. I remember he shut down the Dodgers over like 7 innings too.
Well,
that's right. Yeah, but
I know we left. But no,
the worse you are, the better you pitch against the Dodgers. So that's
he was still under 3. He was under 3 before he got traded. Yeah. Jamison Taillon, I think he's another.
He's only 31. That is wild.
Yeah. Taijuan Walker. Look at this. Taijuan Walker's only 39. That dude, he'll do all right. I mean, these are all interesting arms.
Yeah.
Wade Miley, nah, he breaks. Zach Eflin, former Dodger. He was
a relief pitcher though,
Yeah.
right? Wasn't he coming out of the pen for the Phillies?
He was part of the Grandal
He was their
trade.
closer, I think, for
Yeah. So that's interesting. But I think it's a mutual, so I think he goes
Right.
back. The great Rich Hill. Gosh, I love
The next 3 or 4
Why not?
Dodgers.
I know. Look at this roster. Let's bring them all back and just try it again, man.
Yeah. Well, old timers game.
Wouldn't that be classic? I mean, I know it definitely wouldn't have. All three of these guys are cool in their own way.
Greggy's coming back. I think he confirmed he wants to play again.
Yeah, I think that dude earned himself a ring in 2019, and the Astros blew it for him.
That is true.
He was so good. He just came in, but he's throwing what 88 miles an hour fastballs and 87 miles an hour changeups, and he still does it.
He had a 3.5 ERA for the Royals this past year, I think.
Yeah, the great Michael Wacha, because we were supposed to draft him instead of Corey Seager, according to Bob Nightingale.
I think we made the right decision there.
Wow, Carlos Carrasco's 39, or 36. Jeez,
he's dealt with a lot of. I mean, yeah.
He had injuries.
Didn't you guys?
He had cancer as well, I think, right?
Yeah,
yeah. One year he took cancer.
Yeah.
Yep. Jake Odorizzi. I always thought that he would be a Dodger, just because he seemed to be Friedman's type of guy.
Yeah.
I'm glad
he's a type of big guy, right? So he was Friedman's guy, I think.
Yeah, but he never turned out to be. Now maybe he gets in the lab and becomes great. Andrew Heaney, we talked about him.
Yeah.
Noah Syndergaard.
He's my relief pitcher.
Exactly. That's the only way I want him. I want him coming in relief and coming
102,
back.
Blow it out.
Yep.
It's crazy to see that him and deGrom had injuries almost similar to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I could see just Noah Syndergaard in the bullpen though.
I do too. Yeah. Mike Minor, nothing. Trevor Williams, San Diego guy. Like these are fillers. Jordan Lyles.
I think there's going to be someone on this list that Andrew Freeman signs for $4 million and ends up playing the same role as Tyler Anderson and Andrew Heaney. It's a guy where we're like, why did we sign this guy?
Yeah, it's going to be Sean Manaea, and then and then they're going to bring in Matthew Boyd on like a minor league free.
It's going to be some random guy.
Good.
Yeah, Dallas Keuchel and whatever he's going to throw 2.6 ERA for like 300 innings for like no one saw that coming.
I know.
To be honest with you guys,
Dylan
one
Bundy.
guy actually see it. Dylan Bundy.
I know.
No, sorry. The one guy I see that they probably sign and he couldn't probably make an impact on the Dodgers, maybe just because he has control, Zach Davies. And he's on this list.
Yeah. He does come in and throw strikes.
He's a little bit farther down.
And he's only 30. He still looks like he's 12.
He does.
Yeah, Dylan, I always like Chris Archer, but there's just nothing there. He's not big enough.
How about Jose Urena? I mean, he pitched with Colorado, right? He was just choppy. He was
I know
killing
he beat
us.
the snot out of the Dodgers.
But he was looking good. Like he was 97, 98.
There's stuff there.
Slider.
Oh yeah. He's just. Can he?
He's not going to command a huge contract. I mean, he paid.
Look at this, Carlos Martinez. That guy was a stud. He used to be. There's Zach Davies, only 30 years old.
Right.
Clevenger.
I think that's a strong no. That's a strong and
super strong no.
Yes. When he came out with those ponytails, I'm like, no. Ponytail, okay. Ponytails, come on, dude. Stop trying.
It's got to go, yeah.
He's just trying so hard. Cool, Keuchel, James Paxton, boy, that guy was supposed to be great. Just injuries, man. Speaking of who would have been great, I can't even. Fulte. Fulte. I just go with Fulte.
Yeah.
Fultonevich.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Someone's got to be able to say it.
Oh, did he sign? Yeah, signed with the.
Yeah,
the
he
Mets?
did. He got. Is it 1 over 102 or something like that?
At 102 for 5 years.
Yeah. So that's.
I think he might have been one of those. He might have been the few reliever that Andrew Freeman goes just because he was lights out dominant. I think he went over after Chapman. I mean, if Freeman's going to sign a reliever, you have to be like you're worth it. He's not going to sign,
I don't think he would have signed for 102 million though. I think Freeman has said it clear he would not give a big contract like that to a reliever.
Yeah,
and then also look at what we got in the bullpen too. We got Evan Phillips.
Yeah, our bullpen is stacked. We got Hudson coming back too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We missed Hudson in the postseason, by the way.
Yeah. Well, actually, so I'm gonna pull it up because I have a list of those guys. The bullpen without the guys that are re-signed, it's good. It's a
And we
really
got Chris
nice
Martin coming
bullpen.
back another year too.
No, so we don't.
I saw that he signed till 2023.
He didn't yet. So even though according to the MLB players agreement, he should not be a free agent. He has something in his contract that he signed last year when he signed with the Cubs that makes him a free agent.
Oh, really? Gotcha.
Yeah, so he gets to be a free agent. He's older.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
37.
he was so good though.
Yeah. So relievers. Look at this. Yancey Almonte, Bickford. He's probably gone. Brule. I like Justin. Caleb.
Ferguson was
he's
amazing.
Better.
Yeah.
He was good.
Victor. We love Victor.
He
We
can
hope
stay
he's
healthy.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got Bruzdar, Hudson, Phillips, Trinan, hopefully, and then Vesia. That's the people that are under control.
I see some of these guys getting traded though.
Some of them,
think so?
but you bring Canely back. Well, I think they have to make some decisions.
And then you get Jimmy Nelson as well.
Possibly.
I want to see Robles. I mean, that's my personal. I want to see Robles in AAA. Just let him chuck and duck.
Who do you think might be traded out of this, Trinidad?
I know for sure it has to be Phil Bickford. One.
Yeah, I don't even think
I can see that. Unless you're gonna get the right price, and this is the only reason I say this, maybe, and this is just my opinion, maybe Alex Vesia.
Really?
I could see probably that going. But
Selling
like
high?
I said, it's only because you have to think about it. Most of these guys we picked off of them from trades. So we reemerged their careers, and they did really well the last 2 seasons. So Dodgers like to use those things as trade baits.
It's a good point. And so to piggyback off you, relievers are so inconsistent.
Volatile, yeah.
That's another thing too.
Man. I mean,
because look what happened to Kelly Jensen. Jensen reemerged his career.
Well,
we never wanted him.
Victor Gonzalez, right? He was so good in 2020 and just died in 2021.
Young too. I mean, it wasn't like he was older. He's still relatively young.
Well, he went and gained a bunch of extra weight when he got married. Yeah. It didn't work out after the World Series.
After he won the 2020.
Yeah.
Lived it up a little bit.
So that could happen to any of these guys. Yeah. Even though I think our sure bets are if he's healthy is Blake, and
I just hope he gets healthy, yeah.
And Evan Phillips. I think Hudson too. Hudson's got enough.
Hudson was dominant. Almonte was dominant. His stuff it was just dominant.
He just has to prove it again. But I
think the stuff is there though.
They have him for another 4 years.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing with Phillips, right?
Yeah. Crazy. I love it.
Freeman strikes again.
Yeah, he did. So on this other reliever list, so Kimbrel, Kenley, he says he wants to come back. No. Because he's going to go, I'm the closer.
That's the thing. I think that's the thing with, I think it's closer. He's pouting.
And what would Doc do? He'd make him the closer.
Yeah.
I don't want to live those years again. I'm okay. I'm okay
bitter against Taylor Rogers because he took my my Twitter name that I wanted.
Personal.
and he's okay. There's nothing special. Andrew Chafin has his moments.
I would sign Chris.
I would take Andrew Chafin.
He's not bad. Fulmer kind of resurrected himself last year. I don't know what he did though after the trade deadline. I know he got traded to the Twins, but I don't know what he did.
Wait, did he get traded?
He did. Yeah, he went to the Twins.
Oh, I did not know that. See? Oh.
Yeah. And Chris Martin was really good.
I would 100% want Chris Martin back, but just depends on what deal he's getting.
Bring that gray-haired veteran back, man.
6'9", my lord.
Yeah. Chad Green, whatever. I can't remember. Who was he with? Wasn't he with the Yankees?
He was with the Yankees. Yeah.
Like 3 different times or something like that. Rafael Montero was with the Astros.
Yeah. He looked
decent.
But he's one of those probably 1-year guys.
Yeah. I just don't see Andrew Freeman paying. He's probably get someone on the scrap that turns into just some ridiculous pitcher.
I think Jesse Chavez is throwing 75 miles an hour.
Yeah,
still getting
I
out.
see that.
Still gets stuff out. I've always
Ottavino.
I know, man. I wanted him signed instead of Joe Kelly. back in
Really?
after 2018. Um,
Yeah.
let's see, Richard Blair. I think he's a lefty, but he's
Boxberger.
he's 36. Boxberger pass. Even though I did like his players weekend uniform, it was a box with a hamburger. Garrett Richards still alive. Matt Whistler, Pierce. So these are all
Former Dodger, I think Whistler, right? We got him from the Reds.
maybe. I don't even remember
We traded him
now.
San Diego, I think. Or we trade him for
Jeez.
Grandal.
No,
Was
no,
it that
no.
trade?
That was Eflin.
I think we had Whistler. Whatever.
We might have.
Former Dodger, great.
Yeah. There's a few guys in here that are, interesting. Anthony Bass is another one. That dude was
Jimmy
good.
Nelson, there's my guy.
Yep, Yimmy.
Maybe
That
in Jake
pass-
McGee. I mean, he
Mr.
was
Fastball.
down, but I mean, when he was with the Dodgers, he was pretty.
Okay.
He was.
You guys ready for the one that I really want?
rough.
Let's see. Robert Suarez.
He was on the Padres. He even though he was a rookie, he negotiated his contract, so he's out of his contract. That dude
Is he the one that just pitched against us?
Yes, he was
Yeah,
good.
He's the one that just like 101
Dominated us.
change up.
Yeah.
Yeah, throwing everything 99 miles an hour.
But he's gonna. I think he's gonna get a pretty decent contract of 8 to 10 mil. I would say 3 years.
I'm
Resigns with
giving him
the
a shot.
Padres.
I
Yeah,
don't
you're right. It's a
know.
player option.
So he can opt out, and I'm sure he will. He's going to get
Yeah.
paid.
I think so.
Let's
He got a few
see.
more years as well.
Always a fan of Seth
Lugo. Was he healthy? I think so, right?
He's always, a little bit. I don't know how well they used him though, or how well he did.
I think he did pretty well. I don't remember
Corey
him.
Knable's only 30.
Wow.
I'd bring him back.
But he
if
had
we
a really
can get him.
bad year, I think, with the
did.
Phillies, right? He's pretty bad.
Yeah.
He started off
It
strong
just-
and then he fell off after the All-Star break.
Yeah. It just
Maybe a
didn't work.
low.
I think they put too much on him. Willie Peralta, I think he's a lefty, right? Trevor May used to be good. Another guy, he's kind of a weirdo with his stupid beard, but he's actually
I can't believe he's only 30. I mean, I feel like he's he's 38 and going on 39.
I know.
It's wild.
Speaking
Nick
of
Martinez was pretty.
Yeah.
He's kind of more that versatile. I mean, he just killed Justin Turner at the end. My lord.
Yep.
That was bad.
Hunter Strickland, easy pass.
Yeah.
Stammen, easy pass. Matt Strom, I kind of like that weirdo.
Is that the lefty, right?
Yeah. He was with the Red Sox last year, I think. But before that, he was with the Padres. Guy comes
Eric
in
Holland, my lord.
I know. Old Dutch oven right there, man.
Right?
Pass.
I think that's gonna be a strong pass, yeah.
Yeah.
The wrong Will Smith, interesting, but yeah. This guy's always interesting to me, Michael Gibbons. Scott Alexander is alive.
I did not know we got rid of him. He was a giant this past season.
Yep.
Brad
Hand. I'm an easy pass on him, but I get it. Where's our guy? Tommy.
That's a thumbs up to me.
Oh yeah.
I like
Easy
Tommy.
thumbs up.
Alex Colome. Okay, here's smoke right here, man.
Ken Giles.
Yeah, that's a guy.
That's
Coming off
wild.
Tommy John.
We don't want him punching himself in the face after he gets thrown.
Yeah.
Did we
He's
also
kind of an
sign
idiot.
we signed the wasn't he a pitcher for the Pittsburgh? He was a reliever. I'll look it up. I think we got him. He's kind of another high upside kind of guy. I'll look it up.
Pirates?
Yeah,
No,
but
he went to
on the
Pirates.
he's on the waiver wire.
I know he went to the Blue Jays after the Astros for a while.
Yeah. See, look at that, Pedro Baez.
He's gone.
We did sign him though, right? This past year, wasn't he in the?
Yeah, we had
system?
Pedro. He's busted. He's broke. TJ McFarland's one of those left-handers that's going to pitch till he's 45. Tyler Clippard is still around, still looking like a nerd but he's 38. Wow. Jerry's Familia. Yeah. Rex Brothers.
I feel like one or two names will be signed. There's my guy Hunter Robles that I mean you're not thinking anything about it and he's gonna come out and just
Zach Britton.
yards.
I'm going
No,
I would do a make good contract with Zach Britton in a heartbeat.
Yes.
There's Hansel right there.
That's my man.
Yep. So there's a lot of guys, a lot of names. I mean, shoot. Take your pick, right?
Right.
Well, let's hit. So we definitely spent a lot of time on the free. I'm just trying to get back to my list here. Where's my mouse? Where's my arrow? There it is. Okay, so oh man. So that's the topic of free agents. I don't know, there was the some stuff going around, quotes. I sent you guys a text earlier today that came from oh geez. No, it wasn't Dodgers Digest. But there's some Friedman stuff going around about and Caston quotes from an LA Times article today, specifically Caston. They seem to really be up for building from within again.
Starting from the ground up.
Down?
Yeah, not a tear down, but don't go after every free agent in town. I think they definitely left the room open for hey, the right guy will take him. There was no plans to sign a first baseman last year, but Freddie Freeman falls in your lap. What are you gonna do?
Well, that's the thing though. Well, we signed Freddie Freeman mostly because it was of the Corey Seager leaving, and on top of that, Max Muncy getting hurt. That was the only reason we got Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, well, and the fact that really the whole thing with the Braves thing is really the reason we even had a chance at him. So interesting stuff.
I also think if any Dodger plans, I mean, we're probably going to know once they sign the player. They usually don't give any information or any indication that they're going to do something.
Yeah.
So, I mean, who knows? Oh, the player I was talking about was Keon Kella. Used to pitch for
the Pirates.
For the Pirates.
Yeah.
We just signed him, so I think that's another high upside kind of. Maybe we can get him back into the mix. I mean, he pitched pretty good. I'm assuming he got injured. Pitched for the Padres last year, but he's still only 29.
Yeah, he's one of those guys just worth a shot.
Yep.
I mean, at the end of the day, I think they bring in a good 5 to 10 veteran type relievers on minor league deals.
Low upside, exactly. And you just need one or two of them to kind of pan out.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Almonte was.
And did he pan out? Same thing with Phillips. Phillips, I mean, the list keeps going.
Yeah, geez, man, I still can't believe that one. And the fact that the Rays are the ones that let him go was crazy.
Hey, we'll take anything the Rays let go, and honestly, at this point.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, okay, who are the Rays free agents? Okay, because they're just overloaded.